All right, good morning, guys. We are on to the next project. We got the 850B and the 210 here, and we're going to try to do something with this mess. All right, guys, here's kind of the rundown of what's going on. This particular job here, way before I was ever doing work for Farmer Chris, this might be one of the first pieces of property he cleaned up when he started farming. He actually rented a machine, come in here. That all down there was a whole swamp. He got that cleaned up, been farming it for several years. Got all the trees off this bank here. You can still see there's a lot of random stumps in there, but just never got back around to finish cleaning it up. So our ultimate goal is to kind of do what we did on our property down at Derby. We're going to come in here, the 210, pop all these stumps out of here. We'll see here in a little bit. There's actually a pretty big brush pile left over from the previous adventures of Farmer Chris. That's what we'll call it, previous adventures of Farmer Chris. So basically, go through, pop all the stumps off here. Eventually, Jerry will be down here. We'll get everything corralled down there, burn what we can, bury the rest of it in a hole, and eventually we're going to transition this in till it's one field, not two. Improve his efficiency and possibly gain some farmable ground. So let's fire up the 210. I think we'll just start down here on this end. We'll work our way on down the bank, get all the stumps out of the way, and then we'll turn Jerry loose. All right, Chris probably cleared this maybe 10 or 12 years ago, hoping these stumps come out relatively easy. That's not looking good. But one of the urgencies to kind of get to this job here first is get these things out of here before, there we go, get these things out of here before this grass gets too grown up. If you can't see them right now, we can at least still see, pretty much see where they're all at. So I'm gonna throw them out here, kind of in the field where Jerry can get to them, then we'll let him come through, kind of show them all down in the pile. Burn what we can, bury the rest. It's crazy how these things sit here for that long, but they're still stuck in the ground that hard. Come on, baby. That's a good one, folks. This is one of those that stump don't look that big, but I'm pretty sure it's a huge tree. There we go. Got it. some pretty good progress working our way down through here. I personally think this is a solid job with this 210 Hyundai. Just really excels over some competitors. This thing has just got the absolute rip the tree out of the ground kind of straight. And of course the work barrel thumb seems to hold up to it pretty well. I don't know why, but I never really talk about it a whole lot, but this machine, like a lot of others, does have the little extra power boost button, little button here on the joystick. So whenever you get close to getting a stump to pop, just need a little bit more power, you can use that to your advantage. You guys heard in the video of riding on the side of the machine there, you probably heard it lug just a little bit extra from time to time. It does make a difference when you hit the little extra giddy up button. That is an ugly stump. Come on, baby. Usually if you can get them close to where they're about ready to pop, grab them, give her a little extra power boost. Come on, baby. There she goes. Works like a charm. We're making Jerry some decently nice little piles down through there. He should be able to carry them. Everything's going to be coming this way. This is going to be an interesting little stretch of the project here for sure. This is actually a dry dam we rebuilt a few years ago. Don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure there's a video on the channel of doing that, and I don't know. Not for sure if it's working. Probably need to investigate that a little bit and see what's going on. But we're gonna kind of got that cleaned up around there, but right there in front of the machine, got a lot of water sitting, and then right there in that next hole's where that big pile of brush is at. So let's keep on going. We'll get the rest of these stumps, this little bit of brush pulled off, probably get that brush pile tidied up so we can light her on fire and then see what happens. Kind of glad we got the old 850B in here on this one, not the ow, sticker bush J. Even with those wider pads on it, it does a lot better, but that B does float better because this ground down here is extremely soft and spongy. Gotta be a little careful with the 210 even. I got myself in trouble a few times. Man, oh man, thought we were gonna have a simple job until I got down to this end. Well, this right here, folks, is an absolute mess. We're gonna try to do our best to combine these 3 brush piles into 1 brush pile, and hope we don't sink the China in the process, because it is wet right here. Wet is an understatement. But I'll tell you one thing, this wood's been sitting here for several years. The wood is not wet, it is dry. This stuff is gonna burn like kindling. You guys can see where I've just kind of walked through here. I gotta be really careful about what I do and where I go. Like I'm sitting on a whole big bed of jello. Oh man, that spot is gonna get rather interesting before this job's over, to say the least. From about, well, that stump's stowed out in the field all the way up through here, this is just a saturated mess. I'm gonna leave some of this smaller wood debris in there. I think we can cover over it, kind of mat it, hopefully hold the dozer up. I got that pile out far enough. I'm hoping we can burn it without a whole lot of issue. I think the plan's gonna be is try to get the preliminary groundwork done, see what we got, and then we might have to come in here and plow some tile up through here, because there is a lot of water in that ground. it's getting kind of late in the day. I don't want to set that pile on fire because I'm not going to be here. So we'll come back in the morning. Jerry should be here with us. We'll get that lit up, get to shoving some dirt, and see what happens. Good morning, man behind the scenes.
Morning.
Oh, you were sleeping in yesterday, taking Sunday off. I come down here and got a little bit of work done.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Yeah, you for sure about that?
I'm positive.
Okay.
Maybe it was Saturday. I don't know all the days run together.
Yeah.
All I know is it was very productive because you weren't here.
Oh, really? I ain't seen much get done.
But I need your help this morning, so. All right, we're back down here. Goal one for this morning. Jerry should be here in a little bit. He had an appointment he had to hit this morning, then he's heading our way. But goal one this morning is to get lovely pile of wood on fire.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what Farmer Chris he got us into this morning, but it does not look pleasant, does it?
No, it don't. We left you in one nice mess again.
It's a very nice way to put it.
Yeah, using my words wisely here.
All right, we got us a hay bale with some secret sauce on it. Let's get it dumped up there. I guess we'll get her lit on fire and see if she takes off.
Yep.
Now that you tried to kill me this morning, I missed the whole fire lighting process.
Oh, you didn't have the camera rolling when you fell? Huh. Whoa, it's going. All right, now, how good are you? Can you throw some of this small stuff up on there
Well,
for me?
I'll try. Let's see what happens.
All right, let's get some of this not so wet and rotted stuff on there. I'd really like you to use some of this stuff right here in front of me. All right, leaf blower. Where do you got the leaf blower at?
The side box, I load the wall.
Oh, that little one, okay. Dang it, I was hoping he forgot it.
Hey, who's in charge of our battery operation?
You.
No, sir, Reed.
Oh, you know what? We got the natural leaf blower going.
I'll
right
tell you
here.
what, it is going pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't think she's gonna. I think she's gonna go.
Let's see if I can get some air in there.
Oh, listen to the turbo roar now. Just some nasty wood. I think she's gonna go. What do you think?
I hope. No, we'll blame
It
Chris.
kind of feels good this morning.
Yes, it does. I'm ready for some more of that warm Canadian weather.
I believe she's gonna go, man, behind the scenes. I'll say let's go over 850B sitting on the other side of the road. It needs topped off with fuel. Let's go get it. Maybe we'll shove out a pile of brush down here. And that way we'll have Jerry ready to go.
Yep.
conditions. Trying to push this with the 850 and pretty much just pushed it right into a mud hole. I don't want to wander around, make it any worse than what it is, so I'm just going to pick it up with the excavator and we'll throw it up on the pile here. If I can shake some of the dirt out of it too. This area right here is going to be extremely interesting to see how we get it finished out. There's a job, we're going to get a call from Jerry that says, hey, I'm stuck in the mud. It might be this one. Fire's got some really good heat to it. It's burning good, so that's a definite plus. Oh, get out there now. Come on, Stump. There we go. It's so hard for you guys to see on camera, but it is red hot all the way up through there. We get a good hot bed of coals in there. Got that little bit of breeze blowing today. That thing's gonna take off and burn just fine. Well, most of it at least. All right, Jerry showed up. Let's go get him started. All right, old Jerry is off to the races doing his thing. That topsoil down there on the bottom is so wet, we're afraid if we cut much of it out, we're just going to cause another problem. So we're going to save as much as we can off the hill itself here. Most of the dirt's going to come from the top side. Keep in mind, the ultimate goal is to have this one slope. Digging those stumps out, it looks like that topsoil was pretty deep, so. Back into production on this job. She's gonna earn her keep. We got the J out. Aaron and I are gonna go plow some tile. So he's in his happy spot.
Yep. On his though.
Yeah. I know Dozer still pushes pretty good.
You know, he was extremely happy with how clear his windows were today.
He did question the heat though. It is a little cool.
Yeah.
All right, you think we ought to go do something productive?
Yeah, we better.
I don't think we're in here watching Jerry's productive.
No.
Fire's burning good. We got the stumps popped. He's in good shape. I bet you by the time we come back, he's got that old blade shine back up.
Yeah, I bet he does.
Look at that, guys. Old Jerry has been hard at work while we've been going. He's been down through here, got pretty close to half of this strip. Got as much topsoil as we could saved up here on top. The good dirt's down here on the bottom, but kind of as we suspected, it gets pretty wet if you're not careful. Fire's still burning good over there. Jerry and I were just talking. We got a decent little stretch of some weather here. It's a very steep bank, in case you guys didn't know. Decent little stretch of weather here the next couple of days. Jerry's thinking we need to go ahead and get this all stripped so it can kind of be drying out, get the vegetation off of it, and really see what we got. The other equation is the field across the street over there. We're going to have the 850J in here tomorrow. So if Jerry gets this all stripped and we get done with the 850J over there, we can maybe get both dozers on this and kind of tag team it and knock it out, because this dozer does awesome pushing this topsoil and stripping. This dozer does awesome pushing this topsoil and stripping. It actually does better than the other dozer. And now that Jerry's got that ripped back, it looks like we're going to get into some harder stuff. We may have to actually pull the top plow off, put the ripper shanks back in and rip that up, but if not, that thing's going to be the cat's meow for pushing that subsoil, and then Jerry can start pushing all the topsoil back with this thing again. I don't know if you guys can tell how steep a bank that is he's backing up, but the fastest dozer in the world, but the old thing just keeps going. See how it's burned up today. I don't know if you guys can see, but he has stripped a lot of dirt the last about 6 hours. A lot more to go. It's already looking better. It's already looking like it's got a chance, I'll tell you, a chance to be farmable. Holy cow. That thing has burned up way more than I thought it was going to. Well, that's pretty doggone impressive. This wind has just been whipping. It's been howling all day long. I'm sure that has been a pretty big help to get this all burned up, but she's still hot in there. I don't know if you guys can I don't think you guys can feel it. You have to trust me, but that's hot. Let's shove that together one more time with the track hoe before we leave for the day. Hopefully by the time we get here tomorrow, that pile will be down to something we can push and make disappear. I apologize. I know you guys probably can't see anything out my dirty windshield. The wind and this freaking fire cannot decide which way it wants to go. 1 minute it's blowing one way, the next minute it's blowing the next other way. I've got a face full of hot ash twice now. Everybody always asks me, don't you worry about all the hoses and the sensors and the wiring out there on the boom throwing these fires together? To answer your question, no, not really. My bigger concern is when the wind changes direction, especially in the fall time, whenever you got a bunch of leaves and random stuff stuck down the machine, you never know where a hot amber is going to land. But as far as anything out there on the boom getting hot, I don't really have any concerns about that at all. I'm absolutely amazed by how well this thing has burned up. That wind is a major pain in my butt. I shouldn't say that. The wind's probably the reason why this is all burned up. But it sure don't help whenever you're trying to throw this fire together and you don't know what side you need to be on. She's hot. Ah, smoke everywhere. Look at this. Let's see if I can get out here. I was trying to grab some of the ash out of the bottom of that pile and get it spread out so it can kind of be cooling off and make sure we ain't got anything random laying down in there we need to burn. That right there is still part of our hay bale from this morning. Can you guys see it? It's craziness. Just craziness, I tell you. Still working. All right, let me keep playing with the Inferno here a little bit. See if we can get, there's a whole bunch of stuff that's buried down there in the bottom of it. So the more of it I can get kind of surfaced and spread out, the better chance we got for it to keep burning. Look, I think I finally figured out what Farmer Chris has got going on here. Keep in mind, this was cleared years ago. If you remember, there's this little bit of a ridge here, and that big brush pile was sitting right on top of that ridge. I got just a little bit of it left going right around here. Well, what it is, that whole ridge is nothing but stumps. I guess that's the old edge of the field. He just pushed stuff up until he hit those stumps. And yeah. That's a lot of fun, digging all those out in this soft ground. We got a spot over there where we can get rid of the stumps. Jerry's doing that for us now, but man, the pile is burning up nice. I think we'll be able to let this pretty much burn the rest of the day tomorrow, keep starting it around. That stuff coming out of that stuff coming out of the bottom of that fire works really good to fill in them stump holes. Get rid of it really quick and easy right here close. So that works good. I'm gonna get the last few stumps out right here, Jerry said he's got about half an hour, 45 minutes left to work up there yet. We'll let this sit overnight, kind of melt down, burn down, and should be good to go. Making some good progress on it. That's definitely a plus. Figured out why that roll of dirt's there. It's full of stumps. That's the old edge of the woods. That's where he quit pushing.
I'm glad you found it instead of me.
I'm gonna go down through there. It's been full of stumps all the way down, so I'm gonna go down through there and clean it up best I can. So
Oil done good today, though. Considering
it did. That wind was miserable, but it helped. At least you got good clean windows.
Yeah.
Well, to my surprise, I was wrong. There wasn't a single stump in this windroll of dirt. It just happened to be dirt that was pushed up here. I don't know if it got too wet for him or what, but the pile is burning. Absolutely awesome. I think that's going to be very, very manageable by the time we get back here in the morning. Did find a few more stumps over on the other side in that windroll, but fortunately for us, it was nothing major. Still got some concerns about what's going to happen right here once we start working here. This type of ground, I don't want to call it quicksand, but it pumps really bad, so you can get across it once or twice, but as you keep working on it, it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. We're going to have to really get a good game plan when we come through here and figure out what we want to do so we don't get in too much trouble. We do have this one dry dam right here. Chris at some point before our time and ran a tile up, and it connects into here, so if we end up running tiles both ways, we're pretty confident this one's still open, so we can tie on it and keep on going. Pulled a big willow tree out there the other day and ripped the riser off, but the pipe's still right there, so. You can already tell right here, Jerry's starting to get into that wet stuff. Look how much it's pumping. Takes a lot of fuel and a lot of power to get through that stuff. See that old dozer bulk down, never hits that spot. Such an important part of this job is saving all this topsoil we possibly can to put back on top. If not, all this will be for nothing. Chris could drive his tractor back and forth on the side, but he wouldn't be able to farm any of it because it wouldn't be worth the soils wouldn't be worth growing anything. We've kind of made that mistake down on our farm right off the bat. We just kind of started shoving and pushing, thinking we could just throw a bunch of fertilizer on it and make do going forward. I'm not for sure that Jay would do that. Even with those wider pads on, we might be in trouble. What we found out, it is worth our time, every penny of our time, to go through and save every bit of topsoil we can. and then put all that topsoil back when we're done. Sometimes those spots in the field will actually do better than some of the other ones. So, man, oh man. I'm just looking at this down through here and realizing how wet this side is. I don't think the other side's gonna be any fun. It's gonna be interesting. All right, guys, that's gonna be a wrap on this one. The last day and a half, we have got a lot done. We got all the stumps pulled off. Jerry's got all the dirt stripped. Tomorrow we're going to be back down here, and we're going to attempt to do a job that 3 other contractors and a farmer ahead of us have attempted, and nobody's been successful. I think we got a game plan. I'll explain that to you in the morning. We're going to let Jerry continue on with this, and you guys are just going to have to stay tuned. For one, I think there's a legit chance Jerry's going to get a dozer stuck before this is over with. Or somebody's gonna get a dozer stuck. It's probably gonna be me or Aaron. We'll blame it on Aaron. And 2, see if we can tackle what nobody else could do over on the other side. It's gonna be interesting to say the least. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big old thumbs up. If you want to make sure you don't miss out on what's coming up, if you haven't yet, I'd consider subscribing. That way we can catch you guys on the next one. Later.